Hello! I might consider changing the way I introduce myself. Every video I'm like, hello! Welcome to the Geek Allfather. Today's video is about table etiquette and how to and how not to offend your guests. No. So Star Trek Beyond. Release is the third of the new films. Which makes 10, 13, film 16? Yeah. Film number 16. TNG, First Contact, Insurrection, Nemesis, 13. 14, 15, 16. 16th film bearing the Star Trek name from motion picture up until Beyond. And in this universe, because it is a separate universe, for those of you who don't know, it's the third film. So the last of the old universe was Nemesis, featuring the Next Generation crew, and this is almost a remake of the original crew: Kirk, Spock, McCoy, Scotty, Uhura, Chekhov, Sulu. So, in this film, I will be speaking 175% confidently about any Star Trek, canon, non-canon, descriptive, scientific, fiction, or any other material, because my father had the good sense to raise me as a Trekkie. And in fact, and I'll hold on to this, I am more of a Trekkie than I am a Star Wars fan. In fact, if given an ultimatum choice, pick one of these two: become a Jedi, be awesome with a lightsaber and all of that business, or work aboard a starship as a captain. I'm going Star Trek. Everything about it is me. I was brought up on Star Trek, and scientifically is more founded than Star Wars. There are things in Star Wars that are real and can be plausible, but Star Trek, almost everything is plausible. And because I'm such a Trekkie, I could sidetrack myself, and we could end up for days in one video talking Trek. So let me get back to the point. Let me also close the windows, because I got a little bit of windy. Right. Star Trek Beyond. Slow down. Star Trek Beyond released in UK cinemas on Friday, just gone. So it's 2020. Hold on. 24th, 23rd, 22nd. So I had to look behind my phone to check the date. 22nd of July 2016. Star Trek Beyond hit British cinemas, and I really liked the remake. I'm going to explain in a second why they're not remakes, why it actually follows on from the Star Trek universe and is canon, even though I hate that word, but the films are canon. But I really liked them. The first one was awesome. J.J. Abrams, mate, yes boy, you touch things and you do well, yeah? Star Wars, Force Awakens, Star Trek, bosh, you're smashing it out of the ballpark. So go and teach the chap that fucks up Transformer films. Go and teach him a lesson. Go and teach him why you're the boss. Right. And I really liked him. The second one, wasn't, it was a rehash of Rafa Khan, but the story was pretty simple. Well, no, it wasn't actually. The story was completely different. The character, the bad guy, Khan, was Khan Noonien Sung, was the same in principle, and right up until the end, where they had the little twist where actually Kirk is dying and Spock tells him that, Jim, you are and forever will be my friend. And that's the only thing that was different. Back in the original Wrath of Khan, Spock saved the Enterprise with a reactor overload, and he told that to Kirk, who was on the outside of the chamber, who was like, no. And then anyway, so see, I'm a Trekkie, I'm going Trek. I should be wearing a Trek t-shirt. I'm going to get one. I saw one at the anime comic convention. It was a TNG t-shirt, so it was red with a black strip and a badge printed on it, but I didn't buy it, and it's such a stupid thing. I should have bought all 3 colours. Anyway, and the third one, when I first saw the trailers, irrespective of who's in it, obviously the cast who play, and again, these guys nail the characters. Yeah, one of my all-time favourite actors, Carl Urban, playing Bones McCoy, he just gets it right. He's got the southern sarcasm, attitudey, I'm a doctor, damn it, and green-blooded Falcon and all this. He's cracked it. Everyone's wicked. This one though, I thought originally, I didn't dislike it, but I thought it's not a Trek film because I don't understand where you're going with the narrative. But watching it is a completely different story. The guys have been in space for 3 years of their 5-year mission. Kirk's getting bored. Everyone's a little bit lethargic, and they eventually go to a brand new space station called the Yorktown. Now, for me, the Yorktown was actually a ship. However, it's a space station in this, and that's a bit weird because it's a massive marble in space with. It's basically a see-through planet, and it's got tech is crazy in this thing, and there's millions of people living inside it. But you know what? It looks really cool, and the concepts for some of the tech is so cool. Like when a ship docks, it actually travels under some sort of layer of water in a, well, it's a tunnel, and you could see it travelling because it's under the water. You can see the ship docking, and that is such a spectacle, and that's what Star Trek's about. It's a spectacle. Now, the story progresses. An alien approaches the new station, and she wants help to get through this dirty great asteroid field, and I've never seen an asteroid field look as good as I have in this film. It's fantastic. They get through it, they get to a planet, and this swarm of ships attack them, and they're like bees, and they're blowing the ship. Subsequently they destroy the Enterprise and crash on a planet. It turns out to be a chap called Krull, and he wants to wipe out the Federation because he doesn't believe in their ideals. It's very powerful, a bit creepy, a bit kind of like, what's happening? What are you you twat? And he's got, it's got to be 100,000 ships, and they all move in a way. But what I'm saying is, all of that happens. The ship's crashed, but Kirk and the others managed to reform, and they saved the day. Long story short, there's not so many spoilers in this because I actually implore you to be a Trekkie. Go and watch Trek. In fact, my mate Miguel, he likes the new films, and he's now started to watch some of the old series. He started with TNG. I'm re-watching Voyager because that's what I will. I'll do it. I'll watch the films again, and yeah, so they saved it. But again, character development, fantastic. Character interaction, fantastic. And I don't usually talk about characters and plots and subplots and devices and stuff, but everything in this film clicked, and it was fluid, and it moved, and it was wicked. And the twist was fantastic. It turned out that Krull was actually a captain from the first era of Warp 4 spaceflight, so kind of like Captain Archer era. His name was Balthazar, and they crashed on this planet, and he's over 100 years old now. He's mutated into what you see him now, but he can absorb the energy of other beings, and he's looking for a super weapon which he plans to go and destroy everyone that lives on the Yorktown station it's like a bio weapon. But the other thing I love about the new Star Trek is they really do explore alien species, and this is how I'm going to tie it into the film being canon. So all the films, and I could name them, but that might take a while, but we go from Generations, which was a TNG movie after the series. Then it went First Contact, which was the second highly critically acclaimed Star Trek film around, with 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. So you got First Contact, wicked. Insurrection was like a long episode, but when you're a Trekkie, that's what Star Trek is, yeah. So that was good. And then Nemesis was the last one. And in Nemesis, for those of you who don't know, Romulus was going to be destroyed, Romulus and Remus, and Praetor Shinzon, Tom Hardy. And if you look at Tom Hardy, how he transformed himself for that film, Jesus Christ, you won't even realise it's him. But he was basically a clone of Picard, and he wanted to destroy Earth because they would not help him stop Romulus's destruction. And what happened in that film is, after Romulus was destroyed, officially canon speaking, remaining Romulans that were off-world during the explosion of their planet went rogue. Well, some of them went rogue, and they adopt facial tattoos, which is their way of respecting everyone who's been lost. Their particular Romulan appeared in the reboot, if you like. It's a reboot, but a continuation of the story of the new Star Trek films. And the way that happened is Ambassador Spock, from what we know as Star Trek universe, had a red matter generator which opened a wormhole, and both ships got sucked into it. Now his ship was, the Romulan ship, was highly advanced because he adopted, and this was only explained in the comics which link the game, which linked the new universe, he adopted Borg technology into his ship, and blah 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 blah. And I'm boring everyone, I imagine. And I look like I've been drawn today because my face is really clean. I use some awesome moisturiser. Not that I have a dirty face generally, but it looks like I've got some sort of mad eye going on. So I'm going to park the car soon. I've got to hurry up. Both for those people, Spock and the crew of this angry Romulan ship, Nero, played by, I can't remember the actor's name, which is bad. Anyway, they got transported into an alternate dimension, making all of this canon. And in between all of that, to explain all the events and make everything tied up, there was a game called Star Trek Online, which is still running now, and it's MMORPG, so massive multiplayer online role-playing game. Boom! I had that. I still pay for the subscription because I was one of the original players, and yeah, I had a red matte generator because I bought a special edition. But that's all good, so it explains it. What I'm saying is, this is the second movie review that you're going to get these thumbs, and my original one I gave 8 out of 10 for Ghostbusters, yeah, and I was being nice and said I wouldn't give any movie more than. I'm giving Star Trek Beyond 10 fat guy thumbs. Go and watch it. It is spankingly good, yeah, and just carry on making Star Trek films like that, yeah, please. Just make them. Just make Star Trek films like that. If you can, eventually draw the line, maybe 1 or 2 more films, draw the line and move on to Next Generation crew. And I understand it might be slightly, no, it's not hard, because you matched all the characters' personas with absolutely brilliant actors, and so well done. This film was as a sign of respect to Leonard Nimoy, who passed away, who played Spock, and they explained that in the film, and it's very respectful little segments of the film that explain that, and this spot gets quite sad. And unfortunately, last month, Anton Yelchin, who plays Chekhov, died. So again, right at the end, for Anton, they didn't know he was going to die, so he's in the whole film as he should be. Rest in peace, Anton. But carry on making films like that, and you will literally populate a new Star Trek fandom, and I'm part of that shit. And for the last, before I go, click like, subscribe, watch my other videos. My last video has got 85 likes, which is views, which is, it's not massive, but it's the biggest I've had so far. So I'm aiming for 100, and what I'm going to say is live long and prosper.